Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third and final round at the 2021 Rocky Mountain Women's Disc Golf Championships presented by Discmania. We're here at Purple Park giving you guys the last holes on Championship Sunday, and we've got a battle unfolding. We've got a beautiful course, only playable for this tournament, and plenty of prize money on the line, along with bragging rights. I'm joined again by Erikah Weir, and Erikah, I get so excited just thinking about Purple Park and what it has to offer. And here we are trying to wrap up the event.
Definitely. And as you can see there, all 12 FPO players were having absolutely no fun on Championship Sunday.
There was some spot it. There was plenty of high fives, crazy pictures. There was a little bit of everything. And off in the background, you saw someone's drive from 18 roll into the water, unfortunately. But we saw Liz's drive was safe. I believe I may have missed Sandra's drive. I believe she had the honors, and I was so excited about heading into the back nine. Somehow I double punched the. So I'll take the bogey on this. We'll catch up with her on the approach.
It's all right. We'll give you a mulligan.
There you
good
go.
For one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're 2.5 rounds in. I'm certainly due for another mistake by now. Here's Jenny. She's very much in contention. She's at 1 under overall. And the forehand is going to flirt with that right side sidewalk OB, but it stays in bounds.
Yeah, and you can see all of our players navigated safely, so we've got pretty much a tunnel shot. Liz was very, very close to the water. I'm glad she stayed safe there, but all of the wildflowers that are there, none of that is out of bounds, so she is safe, but she does have to navigate up the hill towards the pin.
And here is Kristina's second shot. She also will be putting uphill. You can be somewhat aggressive, but there is a sidewalk that is behind the pin. So you have to keep that in mind. You can't just wildly throw it wherever you want.
Definitely. This hole is about placement and control. I've seen birdies, and I myself have also taken an 8 on this hole. So it is you can run the gamut depending on what it is. But luckily, all of our players' drives stayed safe. So.
And then finally, the drive that we get to is Sandra's here. And she's trying to line up a birdie and distance herself.
There you go. I mean, steps up and delivers with her putter. Looks like she kind of relaxed her shoulders, took a nice deep breath. So she understood the gravity of the moment there. So a well-deserved high five from her competitors.
And the rest will tap in and... Actually, I think we're going to have photo time. Oh, yeah. You have to do that.
There we go. All right.
Everybody's going to get together. It's quite the opportunity.
That's right. We chose ours on the green of 14. We took some prom pictures out there with our card that day. So I love that the ladies are getting together and capturing the moment.
And now we move over to hole 11, playing back uphill. Somewhat runs parallel to what we just saw from 10.
Yeah, and I think we saw Sandra throw one of her turns from Innova. She really depends on that disc for some control. She knows it's got a nice finish. It's going to keep her safe. Kristina with a beautiful drive. Sometimes I think it's tough. I know where you're standing, so you're pretty much on the top of the hill there. So our players are throwing from low to high, navigating OB behind the pin, as well as a playground off to the right-hand side that is marked as out of bounds.
Yeah,
Jenny finds it.
Yeah, unfortunately... She played it. It looks like she maybe just hung on to it a little long, and that's what pulled it over to the right side, finding the playground. And then you have to wonder, as Liz steps up, does she, let off a little? She just saw the shot from Jenny and thinking, okay, hey, whatever you do not throw it to the right.
Yeah.
And got the nose up.
Yeah, and I think, over to the left, if you're playing this hole for par, it's certainly not a bad place to land. It's nice and safe. Liz knows that she's going to be able to give it maybe even a soft bid as she gets up there. Liz is a very strong putter, but at the same time, seeing what Jenny did may have influenced, her attack on this green.
Like you said, she still has a long bid and just off the mark, but that'll be an easy tap in for the par.
Yeah. We've got Sandra here. She's going for a birdie, and she gets it. Wow, way to go, Sandra.
Wow, and she is just pulling away from the field. I think back just to 3 or 4 holes ago, they were all within a stroke of each other, and now Sandra just pulling away.
Yeah, it definitely looks like she's kind of kicked it into a different gear, you know. Maybe she's excited about playing out here at Purple Park. I know Sandra is definitely a veteran of this tournament. She loves playing here. So good on her for, you know, executing great drives and then capitalizing, backing them up with excellent putts as well.
Liz will settle for the par. Jenny with the bogey will fall back to even par. And now I head down somewhat near the green, or at least 2/3 of the way down the fairway to get the catch. Kind of a blind shot as you're throwing
Definitely.
downhill.
Yeah, and we've got these trees where players are kind of crashing through, seeing if they can find a good spot on the green where they'll have an open putt. You do have to contend with the obstacle when you get down there, and if you go too far, or let's say the wind picks up and takes your disc, you could find yourself in the water. So definitely a blind, challenging shot, even though it is under 300 feet.
And the trees, I think, grabbed that and pulled it back in bounds. That was headed out to the water.
Yeah. Otherwise, Kristina was going to have to visit our friends at the Fly Mart Disc Revolution to pick up a new disc, whatever she threw. Looks like Liz is taking a more direct approach. And it works out for her. She'll give herself an opportunity for a nice open putt. Jenny off the tee. Yeah, she's opting for that high hyzer route and just gets caught up in those branches.
Yeah, it's really tough because I feel like the higher you throw that shot, the more those branches specifically come into play, and you're dealing with the branches as opposed to just the trunks, which are obstacle enough.
Definitely.
And
Kristina makes a
solid.
smart choice, right? You know, she understands where she is, and if you're not going to sink that one for a 2, it's a great solid play to lay up for a stress-free par. Jenny almost sinks it though. She gave out a pretty good bid.
Solid run, and we see Sandra's putter kind of warming up heating up over these last few holes. Can she keep it going? And that one does. Another birdie.
I know you can't see it. Not a visual medium for the commentators, but I'm sitting here with my mouth wide open. Sandra is putting on quite the putting show.
Liz will need this just to keep pace on hole 12. She answers with a birdie of her own, but she has a 5-stroke deficit. And they have 6 holes left to play. I know everybody's saying, why can't we play Purple Park? I want to go play this course. It looks amazing. Well, it's a temporary layout just for this event. And that is all thanks to the efforts that you guys have put in throughout the last few years.
Want to give a shout out to Fly Green. They've been a great supporter. Before the break, you were talking about the course itself, and we definitely get asked, why can't this be permanent? But it is something special, and we're very grateful for our partnership with the town of Superior. We have some great champions. I don't know if Lydia will ever see this, but she's been our contact for the last couple years, and she loves when our women come out here to put on a display at Purple Park. She comes out, she cheers us on. She's always really excited. So thanks to them for giving us this beautiful venue for the weekend.
Well, and I've been around long enough to get to know Lydia myself, and like you said, just so great that we have the opportunity to use this as the venue, and Kristina making the most of it with the park job here on 13.
That's right. The most beautiful green on the course, in my humble opinion, and Kristina is going to set herself up for hopefully a stress-free birdie when she gets up there. While we're watching the players throw over, all of that shrub, that natural grass, that is all out of bounds. So they are playing a pretty blind shot. And even though it's just over 200 feet, that low to high elevation presents its own challenges for sure. Oh, I thought she was going to get another one.
Yeah, it was on point and just a bit light. And probably easy to think about the creek that is deep of the pin from that angle, at least. But this is Liz to bring it within 4.
Nice putt, Liz. Yeah, there we go. See her with a little pep in her step there, taking a stroke back. Nice high five from Jenny as she's on her way in too.
Yeah, you're in my way, Sandra. Yeah. Yep.
Yep, both you guys. We've got great shots of your ponytails, looking good.
All good. Honestly, that's a little bit of a pro move. A lot of people don't even, they just zone out, and everybody should be worrying about their disc golf game and not where the cameraman is. But that's a pro move that they even thought about. Hey, where the heck where's Terry? And I can very much appreciate that. So they're done with 13. Liz picks up a stroke on Sandra, and we're going to move to one of the more difficult par 3s on the course.
Yeah, definitely. Hole 14, you can't see the basket from the tee, right? So you're aiming for a great shot out in that fairway. You're trying to carve off distance, but you do have to be concerned about placement. We see that sidewalk off to the left-hand side. The sidewalk is in bounds up until a point, and then after that, if you carry too far left, you will find yourself out of bounds. So our players are going to maybe be a little bit more conservative, and the basket itself is hidden up the hill with those guardian pines surrounding it. So it's definitely important on this one to try to get as much distance as you can off of your drive.
406 feet. And
yeah,
really, great placement.
Yeah, great placement. And this is one of those holes, again, I think we talked about it in round 1, where it's kind of a tweener. 400 feet, you have to really rip off a great drive, take a lot of that 406 feet of distance in order to earn your par, as it were here. We see Sandra celebrating her placement, so she is happy with that drive. But I could see this easily being a par 4 for our women in the future, but you never know.
Well, that is a solid approach, a little bit short, but certainly makeable there for Kristina.
We've got Jenny stepping up for her upshot.
You also see right in front of her another one of the competitors. I think that might be Sandra's drive, or maybe that's Liz's. I guess we'll see in a moment. But that will work. Yeah, okay. So it was Liz.
Got it. Yeah, and our players are, they're navigating an elevation change. Luckily, where they're standing right now, they do have nice flat footing. So if they need to run up, they can. Liz looks like she's going to choose a standing approach shot there, trying to weave her way through the trees.
And just in front of them is where we have Sandra's second shot. Those trees are so protective. And the fact that she carried forward, she has to be happy with that.
Definitely. I mean, we see where Liz landed. You've got these trees. So again, you're kind of navigating trunks, but the branches are, they're long and they're low. So it does make it really hard for this approach. So again, if you were to take that par 3, it would feel like you're taking a stroke on the entire field.
And just barely over the edge, but in.
She sinks it. Another great putt from Sandra.
Yeah, it feels like the putter has been on fire. We saw it heat up during round number 2 when you guys were at the previous course, and then she keeps that momentum going into today's round.
Definitely.
Jenny will be more than content with a par.
Yeah, we've got Kristina stepping up here. She may have a little bit of a lower lane, so we'll see if she makes the adjustment. Oh, shucks. I will say that this basket placement, it does look like it's leaning a little bit. We definitely got that feedback as a tournament staff. So sorry, Kristina. You can blame the TDs for that one.
Either that or the right side chain, maybe. But yeah, it looked like it just kind of leaked out to the right. And with that, she'll pick up the bogey. Liz walking away as well. So we head over hole number 15.
Yeah, and this one I would say, It is just over 350 feet, but this is one of the most challenging holes out on this course. You've got a bit of a tunnel shot with these pines on either side. Then when you land, you need to figure out how you want to attack it. The pin is well guarded, and if you're not careful, the roughage on the right side of the pin is also out of bounds. So even a really great approach shot can find an edge, kick and roll, and you'll find yourself out of bounds.
Nice low line, maybe a little too low though for Kristina. And getting caught up very early was Sandra. So she's on the left side of the fairway and trying to manufacture something from over there. And you said earlier, not really all too comfortable with a forehand shot. So are you surprised to see that?
I would say maybe a year or two, I would be surprised, but Sandra has really dedicated herself to adding more shots to her game. She's added different drivers, she's added different mids, and just even different shots. I know she's very comfortable with a backhand hyzer, so it's great to see a player utilizing a newer shot in the bag and trusting it for a tournament, especially when she happens to be the leader of that tournament. So great shot, good recovery on her part. We've got Liz that's back here. She's you can see the branches in front of her. So she may have to take a wide hyzer approach to get to the pin.
Exactly as you called for. And within 20 feet, a little bit of obstruction, but a solid approach.
Yeah, and I think from where she was, that's pretty much what you can ask for, Liz is a strong putter. We've seen her get some great ones from outside the circle, right at circle's edge, and it looks like Kristina is going to be right next to her. So let's see if they can navigate.
So Sandra finding some struggles here on the fairway of 15. Now she's contemplating.
Oh, she's doing it again. I love it. I don't know. Let's see, Richardson. Now she's.
Right. Yep.
I think she switched a disc out here. Let's see.
She did, and a little bit short. So that's her third, and she's in threat of a bogey here. She's going to need this just for the bogey.
Oh, wow.
The putter picks her up again.
We love it. Yeah, and Terry, thank you so much for framing up our beautiful baskets. These are from Discmania. We sell them as a fundraiser to help, improve the prizes for our pro field, and every one of them is purchased by a supporter, and we do custom wraps for them. So it was Ray, myself, and Ben Fairley putting those wraps on Tuesday night to make sure they were looking good for the tournament.
They are beautiful, and again, one of my favorite unique little elements of this event that I've seen throughout the years is having the customized baskets year in and year out because of the temporary course. So when they're done, they're all going to good homes and supporters of the event. It's great to see.
Definitely. They're collector's items. Some people have, what are they, all 5 or 6 now in their backyard. They love it, which is great. We definitely had continued support from a lot of different vendors this year. COVID has presented some challenges, but people did everything they could. And definitely want to shout out Dynamic Disc Carrollton for coming up from Texas to support us. They helped us out with some fun money for our AM players, and they were out there vending all weekend along with Disc Revolution. So big shout out to them.
Absolutely. And our host in Jeff Hungerford, such an incredible human, picking me and my girls up for the last couple of years and then hosting us just a few miles from this course. Can't ask for much more. And this is leaking hard left.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's probably just a few feet from where yours is from Friday.
Yeah. I think mine might be on the other side. No, it's okay. It might be on the other side of the pond, but it's very interesting because, the shot does feel pretty straightforward. Friday during round 1, if you watch that coverage, you'll see that the wind definitely made it more challenging. I'm not quite sure if Jenny was expecting a little bit more turn and just didn't get it, or if she was trying to go the route that Liz did as far as a layup is concerned. Where Liz landed, that's totally safe. And a lot of people that maybe feel like they don't necessarily have the carry, they'll land right there. But Kristina laces that shot. That was beautiful.
And Sandra with a little stumble and took the previous bogey on the previous hole. Now trying to come back and putting herself
No
right on the dance
way.
floor.
You know, after her round, she told me about this shot and I didn't believe it. So I'm really, really happy you got it on camera. That was amazing.
Just incredible. And Liz, who had played off to the left side, then goes and flashes in front of the basket there, almost trying to ring it up from way back for the 2.
Yeah, and we've got Jenny at the drop zone. So she's just a little bit further than Liz was. Looks like she's going to try to take a forehand approach to the basket.
And she clears it. Now, I'm going to say she's a little nervous there. That is OB on the left side. And I'm not about to tell anyone how to live their life, but I like playing the hyzer because at least you're throwing over inbounds the whole way as opposed to flirting with that left side OB. And that's exactly what she was nervous about for a moment. Maybe in the future she'll think about the alternative option to doing that. It'll be a little less stressful.
Yeah. We've got Sandra here for her birdie putt. That is, you know, if you've had the opportunity to play Purple Park, whether you're a player or we've had caddy rounds in the past, you know it's a really fun shot to throw. But how Sandra just executed that, especially being in the lead, there's pressure. We only have a couple more holes to go. I'm incredibly impressed. That was amazing.
Just a full flex shot that comes back, makes the putt. And Liz will walk away with a 3 and lose ground to Sandra with that. Jenny is lining up what would be a bogey after the OB penalty stroke. And she'll tap in. And you just mentioned with the lead. So here's my question, the final one for you guys to win something. Tell us in the comment section what your biggest, most significant win is. That could be a league round, that could be sanctioned or not, it could be doubles, I don't care. Put it in the comments what your most significant win is in disc golf, or maybe if you don't have one yet, what win you're hoping to secure in the 2022 season.
I've got mine, Terry.
Oh yeah, all right, let's hear it.
2019 Amateur Women's World Champion.
That absolutely fitting. Once a champ, always a world champ. So congratulations on that. Now we're watching these guys try to close out. That's going to be inbounds. And somebody's going to need a little magic to try and catch Sandra.
Yeah, like we said, if we're looking at scores right now, we've got, you know, where they're playing this hole, they've got hole 18. You know, as a person that was playing this day, I can attest to the fact that there was quite a bit of a backup as we waited on hole 17. So kind of a natural icing situation. You know, they just came off 16. We've got Sandra with that birdie, Liz with the par, and they probably waited for, I would say, maybe 25 minutes to throw. So, you know, nice to see these ladies kind of stepping up and cranking on some drives.
Couple solid games of Spot It were played. Some pictures were taken.
That came from my bag. That actually, Ella Hansen had that at Pro Worlds this year, and I just thought it was such a great thing. It's like a couple ounces, so there's no weight in the bag, and everybody can play it. So it's a fun thing to have on backup. Now, as they're playing, this is a par 4, so it is birdieable. We've got Sandra here that's right in the middle of the fairway, so let's see how she approaches this upshot.
Leaks left and just barely gets out of bounds. Fun fact, Spot It is it? No, of course I don't know the fact. Bluefin or whoever makes it, they have partnered with disc golf in the past. That was really the fact that I was going to try and get at, is the company that makes that has partnered with disc golf in the past. So that's pretty cool, and a little bit of a small world here in disc golf that game has a tie to us.
I love it.
Oh, and just past the basket. What a shot.
It was so close. We've got Liz taking a deep breath, prepping herself. I think this is for her birdie opportunity. We've got these boulders to contend with. There's a little bit of elevation, a little bit of slope. Elevation, obviously, on that raised basket.
Oh, and she cans it.
Man,
Nice.
that might be the putt of her tournament that I've seen. That was great. Great focus, great concentration, way to close out that hole. She even had cars flying by in the background. But all she saw was the center chains.
Oh, and that was to save the par. So it looks like it'll be another bogey. However, that will still give her a comfortable 3-shot lead going into the final hole. Blue Orange Games. That is our, thanks to Google, I will share that. Blue Orange Games is the manufacturer of Spot It. So if you guys want to reach out to us, those are all the incredible plugs we're giving you.
Doors are open. Doors are open.
And we are closing out. That's the bogey for Sandra. Now, again, 3 strokes going into the final hole. It's a relatively short hole, but it has plenty of danger because rollaways are possible, multiple rollaways are possible, and we're going to see how they close it out. Liz has the honors.
Yeah, definitely. And, players can choose to utilize what Liz is going for, a backhand here. There's a forehand route as well. So we've got a pin that is on the side of a hill, a water carry, and we've got some trees that are guarding it. So, we come into hole 18, like you said, Terry, with a 3-stroke lead, but honestly, anything could happen.
Come on, go.
That is wide. Oh, and doesn't quite get back enough. So she will move to the drop zone. And Sandra, who's not really one for keeping on top of her scores, is just trying to stay in her lane, so to speak, right now.
Definitely. And looking, that was scary. So looking at what she's throwing, I know that that's an Innova disc. She's great friends with Callie McMorran, and so Callie's getting Sandra to throw a mixed bag. So there's some Innova peppered in there, but she chose to do what she did probably for round 1 as well as her practice. Just trust that hyzer and put it out there. And that's a great shot by Kristina. She basically pins it, but it is really tough. Sandra, like I said, she's got a great attitude. She's nice and relaxed out there. So she may be one of those people that really doesn't want to check in to see where she's sitting. She's just going to play the hole to the best of her ability.
Well, with her being inbounds, it would take a catastrophic number of events for anything to shake out any other way but in her favor. We're going to see Liz. You can tell that one little vine.
Yeah, a little bit of maybe an iron leaf there she's trying to contend with, but it would have been great to close that tournament out with a birdie. But overall, she's got to be proud of the way she played. She came out here, she put together 2 great rounds at Purple Park, a really nice round at Valmont, and put on a show. So I hope she feels proud.
Yeah, she certainly should. As Sandra off the front cage again. I think that means the total will do about 39 of those.
Yeah.
Although she's got plenty of birdies, just inches short from about a dozen more of them.
Definitely.
Well, we're going to close things out. I believe we catch up with our champion. Everyone's going to wait. She doesn't even realize how good she's got it. Liz is running up and says, "Let me go in front of you," because you let the champion putt last. Erikah, thank you for joining us. We're going to close out with an interview with our champ in Sandra Richardson. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Terry. It's great to see Sandra take away a big win. I know how much this meant to her. She's been playing this tournament for years, and just so happy to see a pal come away with a great win.
Well, congratulations to her. I catch up with her. And that is your 2021 Rocky Mountain Women's Disc Golf Championships. Thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys all, and we'll see you next time.
Did you have a feeling at least?
I was like, but I didn't know what the chase card was.
I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. I'm joined by our champion, our brand new champion, and Sandra Richardson. Come on, this is my 4th year here, and now I've seen 4 different champions. 7th year overall for the event, but your name's on that list. How does that feel?
It feels pretty incredible, honestly. It's totally unimaginable, not something I was expecting coming into this weekend. I just wanted to have some fun, so I'm pretty stoked right now.
You played some great golf, and today, going into it, you were tied for the lead. What kind of pressure, what kind of things were you thinking going in knowing you have 18 holes to go?
I was nervous this morning, super nervous this morning. Try to get through my routines. I think the first couple holes kind of shake the rust off, and was able to get in my groove through the middle of the course, and that super helped me out.
Yeah, you picked up a ton of birdies throughout the weekend. Do you feel like this course or this style of golf kind of suits your game, or is there another course that you could maybe have dominated elsewhere?
Sure. I think I don't have the biggest arm out there on tour, and so I think it's kind of a course that gives a little bit of variety, enough that it's a little more shape in your shots, and using some mid-range and putters that actually really helped me out.
Well, and I had heard you say that you actually weren't following the scores,
No.
which is, I can applaud that. I see the good and the bad to that. But at any point, did you feel really comfortable or uncomfortable not knowing where it was as it was coming down the stretch?
I think it's hard. It's something I never want to know the scores. I've never wanted to know the scores. It helps me just play my own game, play against the course, and not worry about everybody else. I felt comfortable on my own card. I had no idea. All 12 of the FPO ladies were within 6 strokes of each other going into today. I had no idea what the rest of the field was doing, so I was like, I'm just gonna focus on my card and kind of where I am in this field and go with that, and thankfully it worked out for me.
Things got a little bit tighter come 15 and 16 as we saw things shake out, or 16 and 17 in that area, but ultimately you came out victorious, and I think your smile says everything. Anything you want to say to the world out there?
No, I mean, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Terry, for being here. Thank you to my million-rated caddy, Scott, and that really made the difference having a caddy this weekend, I'll tell you that much.
Well, your largest victory that I've seen.
Huge, yep.
Largest paycheck that I've seen.
Yep.
Taking it home in your home state.
Yep.
I don't know how you could do much more than that for the weekend.
No, it was amazing. I really feel grateful. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Well,
very
congratulations.
much.
Of course, she's our champion. Huge shout out to Ray and Kyle and the entire crew. Erikah, along with everyone else in the crew, are incredible supporter, sponsor, host, all of that in Jeff. And of course, I've got to thank my 2 little children, Mackenzie along with Allison. If this interview shook around at all, that was Allison. She was associate producer.
Oh, it was Kenzie.
Correction, that was Kenzie. Oh yeah, you guys look different. That was our associate producer waving the camera around in Mackenzie. Again, for our champ Sandra, Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, another incredible weekend here at the Rocky Mountain Disc Golf Championships. We'll see you again in 2 years.
Yay!
Ah, congratulations.
Yay!
I don't know how to end. Oh, this button.